Hey guys, it's Janixa and welcome to another nail lacquer therapy session. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the brand new Sally Hansen Miracle Gel collection called The School for Good and Evil. This is a collaboration with Netflix, who is releasing this movie, I believe, sometime in September or October of this year. There are 8 polishes to look at. I found these at Target and Walgreens, so let's go ahead and get into the swatches.
All right, first up we have It's Better Being Bad. And this color we have seen very much this fall. I'm not talking about just with Sally Hansen, but we've seen it with Essie, we've seen it with Orly. I think OPI had one in there. I can't remember, guys. There's just so much nail polish going through my hands on a monthly, weekly, daily basis that I just forget what I have already seen. This one, it's a little bit sheer on that first coat. You could still see the nail line, but it does build up to complete opacity on the second coat. It's a really pretty shade. This isn't anything, super unique, but if it's something that you enjoy, then you've found a good one right here. It also has a little bit of shimmer running throughout, and you can see it on the nail, so I like that about this one. Next up, we've got Fresh Villainy. I think that's what it's. I don't know. Sally Hansen with these names, I think they are, to me, the most annoying company when it comes to naming polishes. This one, okay, when I first was putting it on, as I'm putting it on here, the thoughts in my mind were, ew, this looks dirty. It looks like murky. And it wasn't like a cute ill like, I don't know, Orly's Elysian Fields, because to me, I like colors like that. But this one was just like I don't know, this looks a little bit too dirty for my liking, but I built it up. I did need to build it up in 3 coats because the formula is a little bit on the sheer side. So I did need to build it up in 3 coats. The formula was fine, a little bit thin, but nothing difficult to work with. Once I built it up, I was like, wait a minute, this is actually really pretty. It actually gives me indie vibes, and specifically, it gives me Wildflower Lacquer vibes. One of the polishes from their Slow Burn collection that was released maybe 2 months ago. So I would say that if you just wanted to grab one polish from this collection, that it should be this one. Next up, we have the purple in the collection, and this one is called Good is Great. And you guys know me, you know that I love purple, but here I feel like this purple is unnecessarily sheer. You need 3 coats to build this one up nicely, and even then I still wasn't quite happy with the way that it looked. There's really no reason for this to be this sheer. Why? Why is this sheer? We've seen purples that are very similar to this with the little shimmer in there, and they cover completely in 2 coats. So I was just really disappointed with this one. I mean, look at that second coat. I can still clearly see my nail line. So not sure why we needed this one to be as sheer as it is. It's a really beautiful color in the bottle. I thought it was going to be nice and opaque in 2 coats and have that, beautiful shimmer showing off on your nail, but no, even on the 3rd coat, like I said, I was not happy with the way that it looks. And for $10 a bottle for this drugstore polish, I don't know, I just expect better. Next up, we've got Lovey Dovey, and this one is intentionally sheer. This first coat, I mean, look at it, you could hardly see anything but that blue shimmer running throughout. Even though this one is super sheer, I feel like the formula was really good, so I didn't have a problem with it. It was an easy 3 coats. I've talked about this before. There's polishes where you've got to do 3 coats, and it's a pain in the behind to get those 3 coats looking good on your nail, and it just makes it not worth it. But there's also polishes where you need 3 coats, and the formula is really easy to use. They go on your nails really, really easy like butter, so that makes it worth it to me. This one is one of those worth it 3 coaters because the formula is really good. It dries really fast. You can still see a tiny bit of your nail line after the 3rd coat, but I think that's the point of this one. So if you like that, then you will like this shade. Next up, we have Lesso Go. I don't know, another name that I'm just like, really, Sally Hansen? Maybe these names are, referencing something in the movie, and obviously I haven't seen it yet or read the books. I think there's books, so it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. In my opinion, Sally Hansen has some cringeworthy names. Like, I think they try to be really, really clever. I think they try to be clever like OPI, and they don't quite hit the mark. This one is a little sheer on that first coat. As you can see, you can still see my nail line there pretty good, but thankfully it does cover completely on the second coat. I feel like this one isn't anything special either. I mean, it's a black with a little bit of shimmer running throughout, nothing crazy that we haven't seen before. So really, it's just going to come down to personal preference, whether you feel like you need a shade like this in your collection or not. Next up, we have Magic Mirror, and I think this one is supposed to resemble like those chrome polishes, but unfortunately it doesn't. It's like not quite metallic-y enough. It does need 3 coats to reach full opacity, and you will see oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. You will see brush strokes in there on your final coat. So be careful, if you don't like brush strokes, you just got to do nice straight lines. I personally don't mind brush strokes. I said this in the last Sally Hansen video. I don't know, I just think it adds something to the polish and it makes it look nice. I almost had this completely opaque in 2 coats, but towards the free edge of my nail, there was just, I could just see right through the nail a little bit too much for my liking, so I needed 3. But maybe if you do a thicker second coat, you can get away with just 2. Next up, we've got the Storian, and this blue is a really gorgeous blue. It does go on very nice and smooth. I had a little bit too much polish on my brush there, so I had to take some of it off because the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel brush stem does hold a lot of polish, so you got to be careful that it doesn't drip all over the place and mess up your manicure or your desk or wherever it is that you're painting on top of. The formula is a decent formula. It's a little bit sheer on that first coat, but on the second coat I did get full opacity. It's a really pretty blue. It is one that will kind of have the brush strokes there too. It's just the nature of the polish. I want us all to start embracing brushstrokes in nail polish. I want to just start that movement. Embrace the brushstroke. I don't know. I think it's just everybody's personal taste, and I used to hate them, but now I don't mind them at all. I think they're actually really pretty. Next up, we've got the last one in the collection. This one is called True Beauty Comes From Within, and yes, it does, but I wish this polish, would be that pretty too. I don't know. It's not. It's really not. It looks really cute in the bottle, but I had to do 3 coats on this one and I still had streaks on my nails. So I gave up after 3 coats. I'm like, no, I'm not going to keep going. This is a $10 polish. I shouldn't have to do 4 or 5 coats to get it completely opaque. I work in thin coats because I feel like that is just better for the overall look of the manicure, and I don't know, maybe you guys can get it completely opaque with thicker coats, maybe in just 2 or 3 coats, but for me, working the way that I always work with nail polish, it wasn't quite there on the 3rd coat. I think looking at the footage right now, some nails might have been okay, but some were not. I don't know. I really didn't like this one. And here we've got the entire collection together. I do think they look good together.
There you have it, guys. Swatches of the latest Sally Hansen Miracle Gel collection. It is in collaboration with Netflix, and it's called The School for Good and Evil. Overall, I was pretty underwhelmed with this collection. There's nothing that stands out to me as, a must-have, and the formulas are also not all that great. I feel like for the price point of Miracle Gel, I prefer to purchase Essie or OPI or Orly, even China Glaze. I just feel like Sally Hansen's formula is more on the thin side, and I don't know, it's just not my favorite formula at all. And these Miracle Gels are like $10. So quite honestly, I don't think that they are worth the price. Don't get me wrong, the polishes in this collection are pretty, but there's just nothing that we haven't already seen from the brand. And like I said, there's nothing with an absolutely amazing formula, you know, that where I can say, hey, you guys need to run out and grab this one because it's a great formula for drugstore. These very much feel like drugstore polishes with a like salon price. Let me know in the comments down below if you disagree with me. Do you really like this collection, or do you think it's a bit of a bummer like I do? Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!